Yo, what's good? What's good, my people? Let's talk about this. This is crazy. Now, I'm gonna say that I don't know who this dude is as far as the rapper. I've never heard his music. He's a dude from Jacksonville, Florida called Ksoo. And apparently him and his father got wrapped up in a murder trial. A murder. They got charged with murder. Ksoo got charged with first degree murder. His father got charged with second degree murder and accessory after the fact. Crazy as that is, that a father and a son are involved in a murder together, what's even crazier is the fact that Ksoo's father has now agreed to testify against his son in the murder trial that is going to be taking place soon. So, my thing is, and my question to everybody is, what happened to the street code? What happened to all the morals? Why are we so surprised when people snitch? There is no loyalty in the streets. And apparently, in that household, there is no loyalty when it comes to family. Because, for goodness sakes, this dude's father is about to put him away, possibly for the rest of his life, if not more. I don't know, because Florida has the death penalty. I don't know what's going to happen to him. But I do know that he must be sitting there feeling crazy because his father, the person that probably cut his umbilical cord and brought him into this world, has now agreed to testify against him and could be the reason or one of the reasons why he never sees the light of day again. There is no street code, there is no loyalty, there is nothing but save your own ass in many cases. Not saying that in all cases, but if y'all can hear me, I don't know. What I am saying is that everybody acts like there is some sort of street code. And I want to know, where is this so called street code? Who is living by this so called street code? I don't know too many people living with, like, all the way. Yes, they might follow half of it, but the other half they don't care about. What's really, really good, DVN? What's good, boy? Yo, you heard about this? This dude Ksoo from Jacksonville, Florida. His pop's about to testify and take the stand on him and all that, and send him up the river for the rest of his life. Yeah, that's what's going on. And these dudes still steady talking about the street code and all this other stay down shit. And man, listen, like I said, in my experience, in my life, there have only been, I'm a, I don't know of anybody that has lived through and through to the street code. Honestly, I don't know of anybody. You know what I'm saying? For real. Everybody always acts like like this is, who's living by that. All the niggas in prison. Yeah, and even some of them, man. Man. I've been in all these so-called tough guys in prison be dropping slips on niggas too, man. They be dropping slips trying to get niggas. If they see a niggas is too much of a problem, they drop a slip, get them up out of there, put niggas in SRG, all type of shit. I seen it all. I've seen it all, man. But there are some stand-up dudes. But they are so few and far between. It makes it look crazy out here. It really does. I don't know what this like. At this point, when you got a dude telling on his son, it doesn't get any lower than that. Not to me, at least. I don't like for real. If and this is the story that I heard that went down for an extra trade. Facts for an extra trade, dropping slips so they could be the porter and be out there mopping to get a little extra hour outside talking to the COs and all that funny. Like these dudes are crazy. But here go the story. Here go the breakdown of how I heard the story. So his father was driving with his two sons, not Ksoo, but his two other brothers and his nephew in a van in Jacksonville, Florida. And allegedly, a few cars, not allegedly, this happened, two cars or three cars pulled up alongside of them and aired them out. They got hit with over 100 bullets, killing his son that was in the passenger seat, injuring everybody in the car. His son in the back seat got hit in the head a couple times. His nephew got hit. He got hit. Everybody got hit. So now Ksoo goes and retaliates allegedly against whoever was the perpetrators of what happened to his brother, and his father helped him allegedly, and now his father is testifying against him in the murder trial. Now, I could understand his father and him riding out and riding for his brother and his son. I could understand that, even though, a lot of people don't understand. But as a parent, I know that, man, you touch one of mine, it's over. But let's look at it like this: if me and my son got wrapped up in that, we went, yeah, that's nasty work. We went to go do whatever we had to do because, you know, we going to avenge our brother or our sons, like we going to do what we got to do. We're going to make them feel how we feel. If me and my son get wrapped up, the stand up thing for that father to do is say he didn't have nothing to do with it and wear it. I mean, according to the streets, right? According to, but this just goes to show, motherfuckers don't want to go to jail, man. Nobody, not for nobody, neither. Because if there's anybody you're gonna go to jail for, or I'm gonna go to jail for, is my son, or my mom, my daughter, somebody like that. Like if there's any people on this earth worth doing life for, it's them. So if this man's parent is not even worth, he's not willing to do shit. He's willing to testify against his son. I want to know where all the people that talk about this street code are at, and where is the street code, and what part of the game is this, where a father is snitching on his son. Dang, he snitched on him. I don't understand. You know what I mean? I don't understand what you're saying, but what I'm reading is that this man is going to testify against his son in a murder case that they're both in jail for. They've been in jail over a year, and the word is they just took his father up out of the jail. They were in the same jail. They took him up out of the jail. You know what that means? He's now, you know what I mean? He's a witness. They're going to take him away. Yeah, man, that's what they're saying. Yeah, yo, for real. High heads, that's a fact. Like it's ugly. It's ugly. And now, like I mean, how you gonna snitch on your son though? Like your son, there is no loyalty left. There is no loyalty at that point. Like, man, yo, and everybody talks about the street code, and they would. I love hearing somebody say what they would have done or what they could have or should have or whatever, playing Monday morning quarterback and all that shit. That never been through nothing, never been in court, never probably went to the bookers for trespassing. I don't if that, and want to say what they would do if they were looking at the rest of their life. What's the crazy part is Pop's still gonna get. That's a fact, DBN. He's still gonna get his head knocked off. He is still going to get his head knocked right off his shoulders. Like, man, listen, yo. But the fact of the matter that this dude is really going to stand up in court and point across the courtroom at his son. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. Okay. They did the crime together. That's a fact. And if anything, the stand-up thing would have been like, yo, my son don't got nothing to do with it. He wasn't even there. Like, at least try to take the rap. You know what I mean? But this dude went the whole other way, which, like I said, goes to show Show and prove. There is no such thing as loyalty when it comes to the streets. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't any loyal people. All I'm saying is that out of 100 dudes that you pick out of the street, if 8 of them dudes is real right and they willing to go all the way, no matter what it is, the consequences, the repercussions, whether they got to kill or be killed, sit down for 100 years or not, that's a lot because I think 8 is generous. I think it's more like 5. 95 ain't with it all the way, and 5 of them will ride all the way out. That's a fact. They did it together, and that's his son. No father should ever, no son should even have put their son in that predicament. Then snitch on your. Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. If anything, you shouldn't have. My son wouldn't even have to do all that because I would have done it, and I would have wore it. Like, listen, and I'm not speaking hypothetically, and I'm not a killer. All I'm saying is that if you kill my son or anybody that I feel near and dear, like, then there's no telling what I'm capable of. Believe me. And that goes for anybody. The most softest. My mother is probably one of the most nicest people you ever meet. But I think if you heard me or one of her grandchildren, the devil will come out of her. And that's just the way it is. People, when they get hit with these harsh realities and somebody that they love dies, all bets are off. Word. Like this shit is it's unbelievable. That's why I had to go live. And I know that like people are quick to say this, that, and the third, man, but there's no defending this. At this point, that man chose to snitch on his son. Like this is the ultimate sin. Crazy. Stopping, stopping by the bless of the chat. Blessings, blessings, much love, people. Yo, thank you, Goomba. Yo, appreciate that. You know what I mean? Yo, man, hot heads. This is ugly. This is ugly. I don't even know, like in the history of whatever. I'm not saying. Look, like I said, man, there are some stand up dudes. Like I've met. There's some dudes on my block. Like non-disclosure. I know of a dude that did over 20 years for a murder that he didn't commit. His man did it, and obviously he knew that his man did it. They picked him up on it. That man stood tall and did 20 something years and didn't say a word. But these dudes were cut from a different cloth. These are the older like today. It's just I don't see it happening. You know. I once heard somebody say this, and this is crazy. He said they were talking shit, and the dude said, I forgot who it was, but he said there are two type of people in federal penitentiaries. There's the people that snitched, and the others are the people that wish they would have snitched. Now, I don't know if that's all the way true because there are some dudes that probably would rather die than snitch. But I guarantee you, if you look and you go to some of those federal penitentiaries and you walk up to a dude that done did 230 months, which equals almost 20 years, and you say to him, would you rather have fucking told right now, knowing and going through everything that you went through and losing your family, your loved one, your kids grown up, your baby moms left you, and all this other, everything, all the pain you've endured in these last 19 and some change years? If you could do it all over again and tell on that person, I think if you shot all of them with truth serum, I think some of them, not all of them, but some of them would say, yeah, I probably would have told, knowing what I know now. Now though, I gotta go. I'm in school, but I just stopped. But my teacher finna get my. Don't get in trouble, man. Do your thing, hot heads, yo. I appreciate you, yo, man. Do what you gotta do, man. Stay in school. Hold your head, yo. I appreciate you, boy. Yo, stop by, but most pay attention, man. Pay attention to school. Just come back and catch the replay, bro. Word. Older dudes 100% more gangster than I respect y'all. Y'all young boys ain't no slouches. I just feel that, It's ugly nowadays, man. It's really bad. But salute to you, man. Salute to you. I'm glad you in school. Word. But this shit is ugly, man. This shit is ugly. Word. I don't understand it. All I know is, man, this is gonna go down in the books as one of the worst things that ever happened, and one of the worst blows that ever happened to so-called street code and street morale. Because at the end of the day, man, who really can say, like I said, like when I talk about casting over 2 times and all these people that Young Thug and Gunna and so on and so forth, I never ever take them telling off of the table. I don't look at it as a out of the question situation. Because if you look at it, yeah, man. Like I never would say, oh, there's no way this person's gonna snitch. Yo, when people hear those numbers, when people hear 10 years, 20 years, 30 years life, people snitch for less, People snitch for, they hear 2 years, they snitch. People don't want to go to jail, man. That's just a fact. People do not want to go to jail. Hello? Can y'all hear me? If there's anybody there, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I don't see nobody there, but I'm going to keep talking and running my mouth anyway. Shit is crazy. It's sad. It really is. I don't know what to say at this point, man. Nothing will ever surprise me. Word, yo, I appreciate you, DBN. Word, yeah, man. Nothing will ever surprise me at this point, man. These dudes, these dudes, man. This is a man, yo. I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't live with myself, man. Knowing that I put my son away for the rest of his life, like that's just the nastiest thing you could ever have. I don't know, man. Like I said, going and doing it with your son is enough for me. Like I wouldn't even involve my son in that. I can't be one of these fathers that wants, like, this is what baffles me, and I'm not gonna say that they're not, cause I know a lot of street niggas, a lot of dudes that really grew up in the streets, that really put in work and did what they did, whether they were selling drugs or committing violence, did a lot of time in jail, what have you. Yo, they don't want their kids nowhere near the streets. Sometimes it's unavoidable because where you're raising them and stuff, and the streets are just overwhelming and all this other stuff. But they don't want their kids nowhere near the streets. Like I want my kids to grow up to be squares. They don't have nothing to do with the streets. They don't have nothing to do with selling drugs or using drugs or any of that. And I think most of these fathers that are out here want their kids to grow up to be squares. Yeah, man. She keep getting phone calls. People don't know I'm on live, so forgive me. But this shit is crazy, man. Like I said, man. Most of the dudes that I know that I grew up with, that I grew up around, they do not want their children involved in streets, not even a little bit, man. They sacrifice and do everything they can to try to get their kids and keep them away from the streets. If anything, I never understood that. Like, it's like a dude that's in a gang. Like what comes with being in a gang. If you've been in a gang long enough and you've done certain things involving gang activity and being violent and what have you, why would you want, and you see it, why would you want your kid or anybody you love involved in that? Because it's a dead end. You know it ain't no good. That's why you see these OGs and like real dudes that really been through it and really been putting in pain and doing whatever they had to do, and repping to the fullest. When they talk, they always trying to keep people away from the gangs. They trying to keep people away from the bullshit and the negativity. That goes to show you they don't want you involved in this because it's a dead end. But since you made the choice to go and do whatever you did with your son, for you to turn around and snitch on him, it's just disgusting, man. It's disgusting. I don't know what else to say, but it's just disgusting. Like, and like DBN said, like you still gonna get your head knocked. You still gonna get 10, 20, not 10. You still gonna get like 20 or better. You still like so you snitched on your son to still get 20 years. What kind of a man are you? Oh man, I don't even know what to say at this point about a dude like that. That dude is just a scumbag, straight like that. I can't even like put it into perspective because I didn't think that a man or anybody for that matter would stoop that low to really tell on their son or really telling to duck the death penalty. Yeah, yeah, because that's, that's a fact. I already know, and like I said before, that Florida, certain states got the death and they use it. Florida is one of those states. You get put on death row, believe you me, you're taking that walk. They're not playing. Some states you could appeal it and appeal it and appeal it, and eventually they'll let you. Not Florida, not Texas, and not even California. Those three states already put on and let people know. You get on death row over here, you are going to die. Ask Tookie. Florida, if I'm not mistaken, was the first state in a long time, or the first state ever to execute a woman or son not too long ago. Like they don't play no games. So yeah, that's definitely a possibility because you might have sent your son to the. That's a fact. Because his son got first degree murder charges. The only thing about first degree murder is capital murder. And capital murder is automatic death penalty, I'm sure. But first degree murder is natural life in most cases. Like, nigga, that's premeditated murder. You're done. In any state. I don't care what state you're talking about. You get murdered 9 out of 10, you're done. You're done. You're going for 20, 30 years, 30 or better. Like you're not coming home for the next three decades or more. Connecticut, forget about it. I know niggas that got 40 and 40, 45 years of like stupid numbers. They give stupid numbers for murders in certain places. They don't play like you said, man. Like, how could you live with that? That you might have been responsible. You might be the reason why your son gets that good old needle. Like, wow. A parents only the parents have very few parents have three main duties to me. First of all, is to protect. That is your job as a father, as a mother, as a parent. Your first job is to protect with your life if need be. Then you have to provide a good household, provide a good living. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to give them everything they want, but as far as everything they need, you have to be able to, you should be able to provide for that child that you brought into the world. You know, those are the two main things that you have to do. I don't understand, when I see people crying, oh, and it's hard because I got 7 kids in the 2 bedroom. I don't feel bad for those people because I feel bad for the kids. Because if you knew, like, life is hard and you can't really provide for them, why would you have 5 more? You had 2 kids, you got 2 bedrooms. Okay, you could put 2 kids in a bedroom and make that work. But once you start having 4, 5, 6 more kids, you're living recklessly, But those are the two main things that I think you need to do. You need to provide for your kids, and secondly, and I think the most important thing is you defend your children with your life against anybody. Like That's the rule. Whether you're a mother or father, you jump in front of the gun, you jump in front of the car, you do what you have to do, no matter what it is. You do that if that's your child. It's but this man obviously did not feel that way. You know, he feels that and it's sad. It's sad, man. I can't even, and I'm thinking about the son. Like, damn, how do you feel when you get your discovery package and your lawyer come visit you, you getting ready for trial or whatever, and your lawyer got to inform you that your father is now on the witness list and is probably most likely going to be taking a stand against you in your murder trial. Like, how do you feel? How does that register in your head? I mean, it must feel bad when your day one does it, like a dude that you grew up with, or your homegirl, whoever. But your dad was the one that did it, that did you in. Like when you sitting down on death row or wherever you at for the next 20, 30 years, and you telling your story, and then you got to tell them that your dad was the one that pointed at you and said you were the one that did it. Man, that's crazy. Yo, Jay gets real. What's goody, bro? What's really, really good, my guy? Yeah, man, this is nasty work going on, man. I'm just talking to the people, seeing what's going on, man, seeing what they think about this whole thing because we all, oftentimes we hold everything, the streets this, the streets that, man. Man, the streets don't love nobody, man. The streets don't love nobody, and it's mostly every man for themselves, man. The days of real dudes really clicking up and going to war and doing what they got to do against all odds. Jenny Love, okay, yeah, sis in the building. Much love, you know that. Um, yeah, the days of that, they're gone, yo. I don't think they coming back neither. I'm not saying that these, you know what I mean, these little ones. Yeah, yo, this is crazy, Jenny. Like, the dude is in he from Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? He from Jacksonville, and supposedly he's some big time rapper down there. Like, I don't listen to everybody, but he got a following. He's, and for the last year he's been down for a murder, and now his father the one that's supposedly gonna put him under. And then it's nasty. It's disgusting. I don't know what to even make of it. Like, this is a story that I feel like most people are gonna sit and be like, wow, that's crazy. You know that, Jenny. You know that love is reciprocated right back. You know that you the day one, you the honcho, you the first lady of the channel. Word. But this is nasty, man. This is nasty. I can't, but like I said, man, like the days of that a lot of us that I know some of my followers can relate because we all like we came from certain eras and we used to certain things and the days of these dudes holding it down, man, it's not like I said, the streets don't love you back. If you think that the streets love you, if you think that you can be the loyal, like I said, you could be the most loyal, most respectful, most endearing and loving. Like you could hold your people down to the max. You could show out, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You know that. That's right, Jenny. You could do what you gotta do. You could shoot, but like do whatever you gotta do for your peoples, man. And the streets ain't gonna love you back, man. When it comes down to it, somebody will tell on you, somebody will snake you, somebody will set you up, somebody will try to fuck your girl, somebody like there's no love in it, man. There's no love in it. To, like believe, that's a fact, Jay gets real. Like anybody that's really, really been in the streets and involved in it and has seen it for all the goods that comes with and all of the evilness that comes with the streets, like people don't like if you really been in the streets, man, you've seen I've seen some great things. I've had some great times being with my peoples in the streets, running around. And some of these great times that I talk about, if I told stories, some people would consider them evil or bad or like, damn, well, you should be like there's we have a twisted mind. But in the same token, I've seen some awful things in the street. Some awful things in the street, man, that just make you be like, wow, I've seen some things that just, like the normal person. That's why I say a lot of us do have mental health issues, and we don't even realize it. We do have PTSD and all. Like growing up in these neighborhoods and going through it's not normal. These are war zones that a lot of us came up in. I've been snitched on. Jay gets real word of everything. Do war, wire, and a camera on me. That's a fact. I'm finishing up my fucking two. I got 2.5 and 2.5 to serve, 5.5 five special, 2.5 and 5 special. Because the dude snitched on me. Word. But I mean, it's crazy. We come from these areas and we think that we're normal. We have a lot of hidden and deep buried trauma that we don't deal with. And we don't even get the help that we need because we don't think we don't even know to acknowledge. We don't even acknowledge that we have a problem because growing up in these areas, you don't have time to do that. You got to keep it moving. You got to keep it pushing. You got to be strong. Ain't no time to say, oh, well, oh, poor me, poor me. The world is moving. The world is kicking and punching. And if you're not blocking, then you're going to get knocked out straight like that. If you coming from these areas, I don't care where you from, New York, you from Florida, Texas, Wisconsin, where if you're coming from an impoverished neighborhood where shit is real and there's crime and there's murders and there's drugs and there's um, sexual abuse going on and domestic violence and your neighborhood is just rampant with all type of crimes and you're growing up smack dab in the middle of this, to think that that you're normal is not like, no, you're not normal. You and not to say that you're crazy or not, but you have hidden traumas. Even if you would just, how many times I was walking down in my building, or I'm sitting down rolling a blunt, and I'm sitting down on the stairs, and the apartment is right there next to the staircase, and I hear somebody whooping a girl out. Now, I'm not saying that it affected me, but what's to say it don't affect a kid that's walking down the steps and hears the same thing? Or a kid that, because the walls are so thin, you can hear what's going on. If you live next door, upstairs or downstairs, you hear everything. Like I'm saying, we're just predisposed and we're just exposed to all this craziness and not exposed as a grown person. Mind you, you're 4 or 5 years old. As soon as you get your memories consist of craziness. I remember looking out the window and seeing this. Or I remember when I walked down the lobby and I seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like these are constant story and constant realities that our children and us, even us as children, grew up in. And it's not normal. Because when you talk to other people and you see other people from other communities, they don't have these hidden traumas. They were able to be kids. Like they were able to walk freely in their neighborhood and not be worried about if something bad was going to happen to them. They could walk to the store and not have to push through a whole crew of gangsters. Straight like that. They were able to go to their neighborhood store and walk in and walk out with nothing. And not to say that, because I'm just saying, in my neighborhood, it's not like people bother the kids, but it's a reality that if you're walking to the store as a kid, you're on the corner, you walk into the corner store, and on the corner, there's 5, 6 dudes that's out there constantly doing bullshit. You might walk out and they get shot at and you get hit. These are the realities that we as a community deal with. And I know I'm getting off subject and I'm going all the way to the left, but it's just, I'm like, I just got to speak on these things, man, because I don't feel like it's spoken on or acknowledged enough. We don't grow up in the normal quote unquote society. We don't have the normal American experience in a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. It really is. And here goes this kid who probably was predisposed to all these things that I just talked about by his father, the very man that is getting ready to put him in jail for the rest of his life. You think this kid honestly had a chance if his father was out there selling drugs and carrying on and doing all this shit and not even trying to hide it from him, just out there doing what he was doing? And this kid, of course, because monkey see, monkey do. We all are victims of it. We all do what we see. You can tell us to death, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. But when we see people doing, we just follow suit. So this kid is now ultimately, his father probably got him wrapped up in this lifestyle, and now it's gonna get him possibly life, or maybe even worse, maybe the death penalty. How irresponsible and sad is that? This isn't a made up story. This is real. This is disgusting. This is sad. This is what we deal with in our communities. This is what our people, the black and the brown people, are predisposed to. And that's why we should celebrate our people when they come up out of these slums and these ghettos. You know why? Because it's going, they did it against all odds. Against all odds, like the deck is stacked all the way against our children, all the way against our brothers and our sisters that are in these projects, in these poor ass neighborhoods. Like, they're not supposed to win. We're not supposed to win, and yet we do. That's the beauty of it, though. That through all this pain and anguish that we go through, we find a way to win in a lot of cases. We do have success stories coming from these disgusting, awful neighborhoods that nobody should live in. Nobody should be raised in. But somehow, some way, we make it out of there. It's a miracle when you see a kid come from the projects and become a lawyer. But it happens. It's not out of the realm of possibility. This is crazy, man. That this man is getting ready to commit, in my eyes, the ultimate sin. That's like killing your son. That's how I look at it. Or like the first time you came outside of a Harlem party and his brain all over the ground. Try, yeah. Oh yeah, Jenny. Yeah. Speak on that one. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't even go have a good time because you worried about certain things that you shouldn't be worried about. When we see these movies like American Pie and all these movies that show all these white kids, and shout out to the white people, I love everybody, but it shows them going to a house party. Everybody is pissy drunk there, and nobody gets killed at the end. Nobody gets into a fight at the end. Everybody goes home and wakes up. The worst thing that happens, and it's sad, is somebody dies of drinking and driving, which is bad in itself. But I'm saying, as far as violence, they can go to these parties and not have a gun in there, not have to have their shorty carry a gun with them because they scared somebody might shoot them, or not have to have a razor blade in their pocket or in their mouth or whatever the case may be, because they're not worried about that, because nobody's going to that party on that type of time. But this is what we are exposed to. These are the realities of our life. That as a 13, 14, 15-year-old, you go into the skate key to have fun, but in reality, you're in one of the worst neighborhoods in the whole fucking country. And every time the skate key on every Friday inside, it's getting shot up. These are the realities. It's crazy. Perspective, because they're not living it. They're not going through it firsthand. We are. You know what I'm saying? We gotta step up and 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 tell these stories and make people aware. Cause it's real out here. But you know that's a fact. It's always a shooting. It's always something that we gotta deal with. And we normalize it in our brains because it's well, it's just another shooting. Well, yeah, we still show up the next week to the next party, and then that because we've become so immune and numb to this craziness that we go through. We become so numb to it. It's like it's is what it is. And it really isn't. You know, it's sad. It's sad that we go through these things. It's sad that our children are raised. And that's why, you know, I think that if you have the means to move your kids out, then you should. You should. Get them out of there, man. These are war zones. You know what I mean? They say wherever poverty is, so is violence. That's a fact. That's a huge fact. That's an undisputable fact, I think, because violence and poverty go hand in hand. Because I honestly believe if they were to tackle the poverty issue, that would clear up and take care of a lot of the crimes that get committed. People that have money don't sell drugs. People that have money don't go in and burglarize people's houses and do home invasions. People that have money don't go and snatch chains and do all this other craziness that goes on. So you're right. You know what I'm saying? And we do become numb. We normalize it. We put it in our mind as, oh, well, it's just another shooting. Or, oh, well, you know what, it is what it is. You know what? No, 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 no. No, it's not what it is. We need to become more, you know, we need to understand that we deserve better and we can have better. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We just need to stop acting like knuckleheads all the damn time, man. We need to just, you know, like they say, if you knew better, you do better. We know better, but we still act real ignorant a lot of the times. You know, we don't we don't we don't look at things the way that we should, and it's a shame. It's a shame because I want to see us win. That's why I don't beef with nobody on YouTube and none of that shit. Because you know what, and I support everybody. Everybody, unless I see you really just a negative, just a grimy person, like certain few people that I see on here. But then I just stay away from you because I'm not gonna sit there and even watch somebody that I don't like. It doesn't make any sense. But for the most part, like, I look at people and I watch people that I like and that I want to see win, and I want to see mostly everybody win because why not? What do I have to gain from you losing? Nothing. But what is there to gain from all of us winning? A lot, because by you, like I said, white people. One white person gets rich. What does he do? He doesn't keep it all to himself. He goes and he makes another person rich, and that person, and it goes into a trickle down effect. And by the time you know it, it started off with one person rich, and now they got 15 people rich. Who make another 15 people rich? Who make another 50? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our mentality is we want to keep it all to ourselves. What's the best advice you would give a young teen who's in the mix of it all? If he's willing to listen, um, man, it's hard, you know. But he's not gonna want to hear me because my advice would be, man, stay the fuck out the way. This is a dead end. Whatever you're doing, whether it's selling drugs, gang banging, you're robbing people, whatever you're doing is a dead end. You're gonna wind up in a place where you're gonna really regret it. Trust me. And you know, the one thing that I want everybody to realize, and that I think that people don't think about this, is that we have one life. And when I say one life to live, I'm not saying YOLO, like, yeah, let's go get drunk tonight because eventually we're gonna die. It's no. You have one life to live, one opportunity. And even though we have one life to live, it doesn't mean that we can be erased or we will be erased from history. No, because if you do something great enough here, your name will be remembered. And maybe it won't be remembered by everybody, but if you're the man that breaks the generational curse in your family and starts and ascends your family to generational wealth, or at least puts you guys in a position to that, I don't need to be remembered by LeBron James and all these. I don't give a fuck about them. But if my family, if my kids say he was a great man because he started the business that ultimately got us rich, that we are going to inherit and and it's a multi-million, whatever it is, that's good enough for me. Now I'm immortal. You know what I'm saying? I'm immortal because now, you know, like, I left my family in position. That's what I think responsible people want to do. Not much you can tell them, yeah, determine, but let them know there's only two places you're gonna end up. That's a whole fact. That's it. There's really no third option. There's none. You're going to jail or you're gonna die. Or you're gonna go to jail for a very long time and you're gonna come home and you're gonna be broke anyway. So it's like, what are you doing? And it, yo, fuck if I could talk to a teen. If I could jump in a time machine and talk to younger me, I would have told me to stay the fuck out the way. First thing I would have told myself, listen to your damn mother and father, you dummy. They really love you. These motherfuckers that you around, they don't love you. Those two people, your stepfather, they love you. They're telling you right. Stop being an idiot. That's what I would tell younger me. And I think that that's what ultimately you tell the other kids, because I don't think that we have great, like, parents always want the best for their kid. Like I said before, like, even the ones that are in the streets, they want their kids to have nothing to do with the streets. So I think the best advice would be, listen to your father, little man. Listen to your mother, shorty. Like, you're gonna end up in a bad place. They are the products of not listening. Change the thing. Like, listen, it's okay. It's okay not to know everything. Guess what? You blessed with parents. They 20 years older than you. They got 20 years experience on you. Your future is their past. They've been here before. Shout out to Jay-Z. That's a fact, though. Like, you think that there is nothing new. Like, there is really, in the streets, nothing is new. Doesn't nothing change in the game but faces and names. If you out here and you think that you're doing something that you're special and you found a cheat code, I'm here to tell you, there's some old nigga sitting in fucking a penitentiary somewhere that did it 20 years ago and is finishing up 20, 30 years because of what you're doing, and you think you slick. You're not slick. You're not inventing no new hustling thing. You're not doing nothing that's new, bro. Everything has been done. Everything has been done. So for you to think that you're going to finally figure it out and you know where they went wrong and all this other, what? You crazy. Oh, yo, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Lion Pain. Word, like, yeah, it took a while, man, but we there, man. And much love to everybody that chipped in. I love everybody, man. Word. Us men hard headed. Sometimes we need an example, and it could be too late. That's not it. That's real. You know what I mean? Side note. Beware of those who are scared to talk. Those they talk about. I don't. You lost me on that one, but man, I don't take this shit serious, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know who I am at the end of the day, and that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? And I'm here to talk a little bit, talk a little shit. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. It's all good either way. You know what I mean? But nothing new under the sun, as they say. Yeah, Jay gets real. We not doing nothing different. You think we not doing nothing different. Like, for you to think that you found a cheat code is bugged out. And as soon as we do find something, they make a law to destroy it. Why? Just like the scammers. Everybody with the PPP loans. Now they starting to send the niggas to jail, jail, jail though. Behind them shits. Like, believe me, nothing new under the sun. There's always somebody that did it before you and did it better than you. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, by the time we reach these kids, man, nah, yo, word, yo, I see this a lot, and I don't understand it. I don't understand why everybody takes this YouTube shit so serious, bro. Like, honestly, like I said before, I want to see everybody win, man. And it don't matter where you come from, or, you know what I'm saying. As long as you out here trying to do your thing and you're not affecting people negative. Like, if you're an asshole and you're trying to, like, pollute people's minds and destroy children and then nah, I don't want to see you win. But for the most part, a lot of the dudes that I see, out here are trying to do something positive. A lot of them come from the same walks of life that I did, and I can respect that. Instead of them going back and reverting to being in the streets and hurting people, they're trying to do something different. So I always gotta respect the dude that's trying to do what he gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And as you know, like it's I always feel like, you know what, if you know who you are, you know who you are, you know what you're capable of, you know what you've done, let people talk whatever they want, man. Because at the end of the day, man, as long as you're comfortable with you, what the fuck can anybody say? Nah. That's a fact. You know what I mean? But you know, as far as people beefing with each other, man, I'm out the way, man. Because you and I know, like, and I'm not saying that other people don't, but I'm just saying, like I know for people that don't know, I really know DBN. You know what I mean? And and me and him know what real beef is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas know, and like, you know, not. I'm not saying that I'm like super duper killer. No, but I've been in some real situations. I've been on a lot of sides of these coins, man. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what's real. So I don't really get shit mixed up. To me, this YouTube shit is all fake. It's not real. It's a fucking fantasy where you can be whoever and whatever you want to be. Me, I'm always be me. I'm always try to just stay myself, man. And the people that love me for it, great. And the people that hate me for it, I'm sorry. But I can't be nobody else but me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you just act like, you know what I mean? Like niggas really know what real drama is and understand what real situation and how ugly it really could get in an instant. Like I've been in those situations. So for me, beefing with a person on YouTube, I will laugh at you. If somebody really was talking and let's drop at, I'll laugh at you. Cause that's just ridiculous to me. And honestly, like anybody that really does that to me, I don't even take you serious, man. Cause it's not like you not like I just feel like you never really been through it. If you so quick to jump back into it like that, and you a grown ass man. If you're an 18-year-old kid, I get it. I probably will believe you. Like this little nigga crazy, he gonna try to kill me. But if you my age, you 30 something, and you still talking about dropping addies and all, you're a lame. To me, you're a lame. You're a lame because you're not past that stage yet, my nigga. Like you haven't had enough beefing. That means you really wasn't outside when you were like in your prime years. You wasn't outside with it. I was. I really was outside. I really was out there moving around and doing stupid shit. So I don't want to do that no more. You can have it. You can have the tough guy of the year award. You can do all that. I'll give it to you myself. I'm good. You feel me? You just be crazy, bro. But it is what it is, man. Getting back to this shit though, man, I just wanted to do a quick live and just see what people said, man, because we always hold these street codes and these street values so high because they should be respected and there's a revered. Get the fuck out of here, man. Don't nobody love you, man. Don't nobody love you. Your family love you. Your kids love you. Be loyal to them. Fuck the streets. You worried about the streets? You're a clown. At this point, you're a clown. First of all, if you in streets, my advice to you, real shit, if you're in the streets, do your dirt by your lonely. That way nobody can tell on you. One thing I know, I will never tell on myself. I will never tell on myself. The cops could come and they could talk shit and they could put the light on my face and they could talk all type of, but I will never tell on me. Now, I can't say that such and such won't tell on me if they put them under the light and all this other shit, but I will never tell on me. So that's my solution to these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like they for real. Thank you, Ace Rivera, my guy. What's poppin'? Yo, Jay gets real. By yourself. Trust me. You're never gonna tell on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like the cops could do whatever. They could kick the shit out you. And you're not gonna tell you. Like nobody's gonna tell on themselves. But if you're 30 something, 40 something years old, and you're still valuing and holding on to the street code for validation and as your guiding light of how you move and live your life, you are a fucking loser and you're a clown. You're a loser and you're a clown to me. To me. and to anybody that's really got their head on their shoulder and really come from where we come from. At this point, what are you doing? Who are you proving anything to? My father always said, do it yourself, pay by yourself. You know that your father was a smart man. God bless the dead. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't tell you nothing wrong. You know what I mean? He ain't tell you nothing wrong. He kept it a rack. Like, do it yourself, son. For real. You can trust you. I don't know about these other niggas. You can trust you though. Like, everybody always, oh, he snitched on you. Shouldn't have had him there. There's not many crimes that you do that you need other people involved in. I'm sorry. Like, you could rob somebody by yourself. You could break into somebody's house by yourself. You could beat somebody up and you could shoot somebody by yourself. You don't need 4 or 5 people to do all these things. Because when you put 4 or 5 people in the mix of it, then you got to worry about 4 or 5 people telling on you. When it's just you, you could rest easy. Nobody was there. Nobody saw me. Shut the fuck up, and you probably gonna beat the case. That's how I go. If you that age and you letting YouTube dictate your moves, you's a lame. That's a fact. If you wasting your energy about what other, not like, come on, like I said, man, like I can't take the YouTube streets, quote unquote, seriously. I can't, I can't, and I'm not saying that I don't find it entertaining because I chime in and I look, I check in on the bullshit. Shout out to my guy Bosley. Like, I really used to, and Bosley beef with everybody on YouTube. He don't give a if you a gamer. He didn't care if you was a gamer, if you was a gang member. He was beefing with you. If you came out your face, he was going at you full steam ahead. Jake is real. Know exactly what I'm talking about because me and him used to be on the stage together laughing. Word of me. And I like that shit too. It's entertaining, to a certain extent though. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not gonna be one of these dudes that takes this too serious in the sense that I'm gonna let you ruin my life and my day because of what you said over a YouTube thing. Like, you will never be that important to me. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to be that important to me, it's never gonna happen. The people that are important to me are my supporters. The people that been here day one, that leave comments, that encourage me, that tell me shit to do so I could grow my channel, that give me suggestions, that send me stories. Like, those are the people that I love and I fuck with all the way. But a dude say, "Oh, you a lame. I don't believe you." I don't. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to. And I'm not trying to prove it to you neither. If you want to waste your time doing your research, do what you gotta do. But everything's gonna come back and they're gonna say, yeah, he's hot. Yeah, he's who he said he was. I'm not a killer. I told you that off the rip. I'm not a killer. I'm a nigga that was getting money and I did what I had to do. You could take that for whatever it's worth. You can break it down and chop it up and think about it however you want to think about it. But that's who I was. Niggas be backbiting, gossiping, talking shit about another one. Then they make up these same people and talk shit about. I mean, that's that's just that's niggas. All I can say is that's some weird shit. You know what I mean? Yo, Jay, you know that Jazzo was turned. If you even said something that subliminally he thought was directed to him, he's going live and he was gonna fess you up for like 2 hours. That's what he did. He's crazy. And shout out to him because he was one of the first. He was not a. He was the first person to let me on this platform and let me talk my shit. You know what I mean? And I respected him, and he never did nothing to me. Like I said, Jazzo is a good dude. Wherever he's at, I wish him the best, man. Word. Nah, I appreciate that, bro. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, dirty man. YouTube is for entertainment, exactly. You know what I mean? And this shit for people that take it serious and want to make something more of it than it really is, then I can't really say nothing to you because I just don't see it that way. I come here to talk my little shit. I report on things that I think that are fascinating, like this story that we started off with, that now has morphed into a whole nother conversation. But that's cool because that's what this is about: building and talking. We start here, we end up there. It's all good. But as long as we all have our understanding and respect each other, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's like we sit here and we could talk and we could respect each other. I'm not gonna sit here and beef with nobody and put energy into that, bro. Like at the end of the day, man, like if I'm that important to you where I'm ruining your day, then I'm sorry. You'll never be that important to me. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do what I have to do. Your opinion on me means little to nothing. The people that matter are my children, my my woman, my mother, my father, my stepfather, my sister, like people in my immediate circle, like people that I deal with, like my brothers that I really click with and I look for, and we talk about our children and our families, and my brother that's in jail that I love him to death, and I'm waiting for him to come home. God bless him, and like these are the people. Like other than that, if you're not like, and like I said, like the people that give me good advice. DBN is one of these people that tell me, bro, you gotta do this, grow your channel. Ace Rivera is another one that sends me news articles and all type of shit in my DM. Yo, report on this, bro. Yo, read this or check this out. You're gonna find this in Jenny Love, countless other Jay Gets Real, Tavia the Savior, so many other people that leave comments that encourage and show love. Those are the people I care about, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's some subscribers that are here to see me lose and here and that talk shit and don't like me, and that's fine. That's fine. I already know that I'm not gonna be liked by like everybody. That's okay. I didn't come here and get on this platform to give my opinion so I would be liked. Because I know that a lot of the time I'm gonna go against the popular opinion. Because I'm not gonna sit there and conform to what everybody else does just because I feel or they feel that this is how I should feel. I'm not just because everybody's going left doesn't mean I'm gonna just go ahead and just follow the trend. I always been the person that sit back, wait, analyze, and move the way that I want to move. And people have hated me for it. People have respected me for it, and there's some people that love me for it. That's just the way life is. I ain't gonna sit here and sugarcoat and act like man. It is what it is, man. We can't take this shit too serious, man. YouTube isn't as serious as what this young man Ksoo is going through. This young man is facing a murder one charge, and his father is the one or one of the key witnesses, and is probably going to be the person that ends up giving this young man the rest of his life in jail. That's serious. This YouTube shit and who's beefing with who and what team and what, man, this is nothing. And anybody that's been through something real can relate. It's gonna say this is nothing. This ain't real. This ain't. Trust me, man. Like life get a lot realer than YouTube, man. Beef get a lot realer than YouTube, man. You heard Biggie, what's beef? Beef is when your mom ain't safe up in the street. It ain't when a YouTuber tells you to drop your Addy and he's in fucking 3 or 4 states over. He ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing even if he saw you. This shit, like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Do you know if it's some heat on his dad? His dad is in jail with him. His dad is in jail with a second-degree murder charge for the same thing. He's charged with the same shit, just second degree. I guess they're saying probably his son was the trigger man. He might have been the getaway driver or whatever the case may be, but they're both fighting the same case, just with a different set of charges. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that goes. But it's nasty work regardless. Like I'm not gonna you're not like there's a law for those that don't know, if you are married, and I don't know if this is in every state, but I know in the states that I've been in, there's a law that they cannot make your wife testify against you. They can't. She can say, I'm not testifying against him, and they can't make your spouse testify against you. Well, to me, there is no deeper bond than a mother and a son, or a mother and a child, or a father and a child. Those are the deepest bonds ever. Like those are the deepest bonds ever between a parent and their child. There should be no deeper bond. Not between your peoples, not between your shorty, not between nothing. That is the number one bond, and it should be that way until somebody is no longer here. And even beyond then. I'm gonna love my kids when I die, and God bless. I'm always gonna love my kids. That's never gonna change. Yeah, Jay gets real. Yeah, he charged with this. He in the same. They got the same charges. Like they fight in the same case. That's why he's the key character. He's the key witness. Cause more than likely he was in there. They must have a rocky relationship. That guy. They must have the motherfucking Colorado Rockies relationship as a father and son. And even then, man, I ain't. Listen, we talked about you might have been on that show too with you know what I mean. If they were saying that his father is part of. They're all part of this crew, and supposedly his father is one of the head niggas in the crew. But there are certain things that I would never look past and be able to forgive my son. And it's only two. I would not accept him being a rapist, and I would not accept him being a pedophile. Would I like if he was to commit a murder? God forbid, any of them would I be happy? I would be devastated. I would be hurt. But that would still be my son. I love my son no matter what. But being a rapist and a pedophile, I can't get behind that. Like those are heinous, disgusting crimes that me as a person, not even a father, just as a man, as a human being, for you to rape somebody, you're not even human to me. For you to hurt a child, you're not even human to me. You're like, I, I really think that there should be no second chances for pedophiles, like none. Lock them away or kill them. And it's probably not a popular opinion. I don't have any respect for those people. I don't care if it was my brother, my uncle. I don't care about that. If you do something inappropriate to a child, you, to me, are less than a piece of shit. That's just the way that is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, like that's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people will probably say, nah, that it's a sickness, and I don't care. Because there's some sicknesses that you can't cure. You can't cure terminal cancer. That's a death sentence, right? So I feel the same way for pedophilia. If you find a 5-year-old child attractive, there is no cure for that. You will always find 5-year-olds attractive. That's just a sickness. They trying to make it okay. LBGTP. Yo, yeah, man. They're trying to make it okay. They're trying to cover it up and and deflect what it really is. When you're talking, like I said, like they have a law now in Florida where they can't teach about sexual orientation and certain things until they're in like second or third or fourth grade, which is still extremely young to be having these conversations with a child. But I ask people this: if you are at a McDonald's, you go to order you. There's a play center in the McDonald's, right? Like one of them playscapes where the kids got slides and the ball pit and what have you, all the craziness that they love, right? So you go to order the Happy Meals or whatever, right? It's a line there, so you got the kids there. They're running around, whatever, whatever. You come back 10 minutes later with the food, and you see a 40-year-old man or woman talking to your 4 or 5-year-old child or 3-year-old child about their sexuality, the difference between sexualities, about genital and genitalia and all this. As a parent, I would knock that person out. Like, that's disgusting. That's not an appropriate conversation for a child. But for them to say that a teacher should be able to do that to a 5-year, like anybody that wants to talk to a 4 or 5 or 6 or 7-year-old about sex is weird to me. That is disgusting and is weird to me, man. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. I don't know. I know that it's frowned upon to talk about this stuff, but it's weird to me. It's crazy to me. That's a fact. Like you be ready to flip. You be ready to go crazy. That and he's really, I'll be doing life. I already know. Like you go, like your kid is innocent, and you got somebody coming up to them at 6, 7 years old talking about their genitalia and why that they could be a boy or a girl if they want, and that I'm a pansexual and all this and explaining it and like what? Nah, man, it's weird to me. It's weird. It's weird, man. But yeah, man, like I said, when I started this video, Excuse me. This is one for the books, my people. This whole little case is going on with this dude Ksoo and his father, and what's going on with them is real sad. It's unfortunate, and it just goes to show you that the streets don't love you, bro. The streets don't love you, man. If your father won't even keep it real with you, what the fuck you think your people's gonna do? What you think that chick that you riding around with getting perked up with, what you think she gonna do when the shit hit the fan? His pops ain't even standing tall for him. If you expect anything more from your man or your home or whoever, you're bugging. You're bugging. Don't never say, oh, he would never and she would never. And they would. That's the moral of this fucking alive. They would. This man's father is about to take the stand on him. And Jay, no matter how rocky their relationship is, it's like me and my oldest son ain't on the best terms. Like he mad at me right now because I had to tell him about himself. I don't love him any less. It's my baby. I told him, you showed me what real love was. Like you did. Not a woman, not anybody. You did. When I held you the first time, I cried like I never cried again. Like real tears. Snots coming down my nose, hysterical crying. At the first touch, like literally when his mother placed him into my arm for the first time, and I'm 18 years old. I was overcome with so much emotion that I just sat there in that chair in Jacoby Hospital and cried and cried for like 5 minutes, hysterical, tears dropping on him. That's how much I cried. And yes, me and him are right now are not on the best of terms, but I would never snitch on him. I would never put him in a bad position. I would never do anything to harm him. You feel me? Yeah, that's a fact though. Jay gets real. Like that shit was the most. I think that was the most powerful. Like, and I love my other kids. I do, but I never reacted when I held them like the way I held him. He was my first. He will always be my first. He will always be my first. You know what I'm saying? And he would and I don't care what anybody says. Like I think your first always has, not to say that you love them more, but they have a special piece of you. They just got that special little piece that everybody else, you know, you love them and they all the same and whatever, they're all equal in your eyes, but your first one has that little special piece of you. I think any parent could really say that. It's like, no matter what, man. Like my first was it's real. But yo, man, y'all be good out there. I done ran my mouth for long enough. Respect everybody that checked in. My boy Jay gets real, yo. He one of the realest dudes. I respect him. Mad love, much love and respect. We came from the cafe days. You know what it is. Ace Rivera, Jenny Love, my boy DBN. My guy Latin Payne stopped in the building. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else that was watching in the cut, much love and respect. Go check out this story for yourself, man. Read up on it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, leave something in the comment section. Let me know what y'all feel about this, man. I think this is disgraceful. There's no reason for it. There's no excuse for it. And like I said, man, salute to everybody. And until the next time, my people, peace.